Hi, good morning. It's Councillor Glen. Once again, I'm here in my ward office because I started doing a video outside and it was just too breezy, too windy. But I was going to go over to Rouncy Park this morning and check out the skating rink there. And I did go over. It's a beautiful rink. Go out and check it out if you're looking for something to do this weekend. But too windy to be able to do a proper update from there this morning. So I'm at my ward office. I want to talk first today about what's happening downtown, and then I'm going to give some local updates. First of all, for people who live downtown, for people who work downtown, for people who have friends and family and loved ones downtown whose lives have been disrupted, I think we owe you all an apology. Every level of government, every level of law enforcement, anyone involved in some kind of level of authority on this, I really think you've been let down. For the past 3 weeks, you have felt unsafe in your own community, uncomfortable, unable to go out. Your lives have been disruptive, and that's on all of us. It should not have gone on for this long. And I think we're all breathing a little bit of a cautious sigh of relief as we've seen the police action over the last 48 hours or so, but it's really been far too long and far too disruptive and far too unsafe for anyone who is downtown. So I apologize, and we will be looking at how this can be fixed and what we need to do to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. There were mistakes made. We'll figure out what those were, and we will do better. We have to do better on this. I've been looking for a morning update from police, and I haven't seen one yet, so I do have some information as of late last night. There were over 100 arrests made downtown, a few dozen trucks that have been towed away from the site, and more trucks that have left voluntarily. And police have said that they're going to be working 24 hours in order to end this illegal occupation that's happening downtown. There is a secure zone that's been created around downtown from roughly Bronson to the Canal and from the Parliamentary District down to the Queensway. If you do not need to travel downtown today, please do not travel. If you have a legitimate reason to be there, you will be able to get through the checkpoints, but the fewer people and the fewer cars that we have traveling downtown today, the better, so that police can complete those operations. We've had a chaotic week at City Hall. It's not been a pleasant week for City Council. I wanted to share a few thoughts because we saw the police chief who departed, and we also saw a change in board members at the police board. I just wanted to talk about that for a moment. I really thought we needed to see stronger leadership on the police board. This is a board, an oversight body that's responsible for oversight of the Ottawa Police. There's 7 members on it, 4 that are appointed by City Council and 3 that are appointed by the province. And just over the last few weeks throughout this crisis, and even before that, there's some things that I've really been concerned about how that police board is operating. You know, for example, the circumstances around how Chief Slowly left, still not entirely clear if it's a resignation or a firing. We also don't know for sure what were the terms of severance, and that's important. This is a public official who reports to a public board, and we have no idea about what that payout is for taxpayers, so that's important. I found out about Chief Slowly's departure on Twitter, so we've seen again and again information leaking out from private board meetings rather than coming through the official channels, through the chair or through the board itself. And then the last straw for me was this week when, again, by Twitter, we learned about the board and the chair hiring a new police officer, somebody from outside the city to come in and take over without any kind of consultation with council, members of public. Usually when a chief is hired, there's extensive work done about creating criteria, hiring criteria, interview panels, background checks, and so on. And it wasn't clear that any of that was happening. And then the other thing is communications and working with the mayor, working with the council. I sit on another board at the city, the Ottawa Board of Health. And over 2 years with the pandemic, the board and the board chair and Dr. Etches have been working just in lockstep with council and the mayor to get us through the pandemic. And there's a board that works really, really well. and I'm seeing things that is just not happening properly on the police board. And so that's why I supported the change in leadership and membership. That said, the whole city council meeting on Wednesday evening, the 7-hour city council meeting, was an absolute mess. It's a legitimate debate that we needed to have about board governance or board leadership, but the process or the way that debate happened around the council table was just awful. I felt sick to my stomach during it. Every member of council holds responsibility for what happened there, including the mayor, and we've got a lot of work to do to fix the problems around the council table and do a better job for residents. I'll stop there. Actually, I wanted to say one thing. I have been very impressed with Interim Chief Steve Bell. I've gotten to know him fairly well over the past 3 years. He's one of the senior leaders at police who's very much engaged with City Council on policing matters, so very familiar with Steve Bell. I've always thought he's a very capable individual, and although he's only been interim chief for a few days, I've really seen a good tone coming from the police at the updates that media get and that council gets. Also, I've been very impressed over the past 72 hours or so with the communications I've been getting from Ottawa Police and from the police board, and I've been trying to share that with residents as well through social media and website and so on. So we have turned off commenting, by the way, on a lot of our posts. We are getting a lot of inappropriate comments, messages, emails, phone calls, harassing. I have not received any death threats myself, but some of my council colleagues have. So just to keep the discourse civil and safe, we have turned off commenting on a lot of our posts, and really want to thank the team in my office, Amélie, Catherine, Jordan, Isabel, Tracy, and Aline. They have had some very difficult phone calls and interactions with people over the past few weeks, and really going back to the beginning of the pandemic. So I want to thank them for their hard work in the office, and I hope residents will understand why we've limited those comments. You can always email me at glen.gower@ottawa.ca, and you can always call my office as well. Happy to set up a call and discuss that way. But social media right now is not a particularly healthy place for debate and for discussion among the community. I would like to switch over to local updates now. First of all, on COVID, vaccines are now available for youth ages 12 to 17. The booster shot is now available. Of course, the first and second have been available for a while. You can make an appointment on the provincial booking site. You can also just drop in at a local clinic like the Eva James Clinic in Canada, or perhaps your local pharmacy. So good news for youth who are looking to get their booster shot. This is Family Day weekend, Family Day Monday. A lot of people have the day off. Kids have the day off of school. There's a number of closures and changes to city services. So please check out my website for that. And I hope you enjoy your Family Day this weekend. We've had a lot of snow, as you've seen. I'm just looking out the window here. There's some issues yesterday, unexpected issues with the snow clearing. So I know there are still some streets that have not been cleared in Stittsville. This is not what I expect from snow clearing standards. They should have been completed yesterday, but I did check in with our snow clearing crew this morning, and they were up bright and early, and they are completing those last few streets that were not completed. So thank you for your patience. The plows will be out there soon if that's you and your street. We have a couple meetings coming up in early March 1st and March 8th we're calling them pre-construction meetings. And there's one for people who live near 5 Orchard off of Fringewood, kind of across from the No Frills. And there's going to be one for people who live near 1837 Maple Grove. That's where that old stone house is. There's 2 construction projects, separate construction projects, one with Campanale Homes on Orchard, and Maple Grove is Mattamy. And we're setting up a meeting with the builder and nearby neighbors just to go over the construction impacts of what's going to be happening, what to expect, the timelines, who you could call if you have an issue with the construction. So there's information on my website. We'll be dropping off some flyers this weekend to neighbors as well, so you're aware. Robert Grant Avenue on Thursday, there's a report coming to Planning Committee, and then it'll go to council about what's called a front-ending agreement. And without going into the bureaucratic financial details, what it means is we're going to be approving construction of the next phase of Robert Grant Avenue from Abbott Street to Hazeldean Road, with construction starting late summer, early fall, and taking about 18 to 24 months to complete. It's about a $24 million project, so basically this is an approval to move ahead with that. Really important piece of transportation infrastructure for our community, so I'll have some more information I'll share later on this week about that. This Friday, I am attending something called Alpha. It's a meeting, a conference of the Association of Local Public Health Agencies. I mentioned I'm on the Ottawa Board of Health, so it's a conversation about public health in our province and in our country. And I'm sure we'll be talking about the pandemic, but also looking forward with public health. How do we transition back and ensure we have safe and healthy communities as the pandemic starts to wind down? On Tuesday, 10 a.m. to noon, I'm going to be back here at Cardell Rec. We're doing some open office hours. So if there's something on your mind, if you want to come out and say hello, I'll be here from 10 to noon, meeting with residents, answering any questions. If you've got perhaps an issue or problem you're having on your street, come on and drop by and we'll be happy to help you out there. No appointment required, but if 10 to noon doesn't work on Tuesday, just send me an email and we can set up a phone call or a Zoom or a meeting anytime. Happy to meet with you. The last thing, I think it's the last thing. Yes, I want to say a big congratulations to the Starlight Skaters, part of the Goulburn Skating Club. They are heading to the Nationals this week. There's actually 2 teams heading to the Nationals. That's great news. And there's also 3 skaters from Goulburn Skating Club who are heading to the Special Olympics, which is pretty incredible. So congratulations to all of the young athletes on your success, and good luck in the competition. It is a long weekend for many people, so I hope you do have a chance to take a break from social media, to get outside, spend some time with your family or loved ones, and maybe go skating, maybe go skiing, maybe go tobogganing, whatever it is you do outside. Please take some time outside, get some fresh air. It's good for your health physically and mentally, and a great time to do it on this long, snowy weekend. I will talk to you next Saturday morning. Take care.